Hello, and once again, we are live to the Modern Mystery School UK and EU podcast and YouTube channel. And today we are joined by the lovely Leda. How are you today, Leda? How are you doing?
Oh, good, very good. It's sunny here in Florianopolis after, like a month of rain. But today we have this beautiful day, just perfect for this interview.
Well, I'm very glad. I'm very glad because I am really interested. I mean, just to give the viewers a little overview here, you are a university professor and have been for many, many, many years. So my question would be, being a university professor, an academic, what then drew you to want to take the class Empower Thyself? Why did you want to get initiation, receive that initiation for yourself?
Okay. In fact, I think I always felt myself as I believed in something else. I believe that we're not only this physical body, not only this. So, and although I carried out research, which is considered hard sciences, looking at how memory and the brain and reading, how the reading is implemented in memory and the brain, but I always felt that there was something else. And I also studied intuitive knowledge, how we knew, for example, I was interested in how we knew that to take this, if you have two ways to go, how do you choose, right? You have to trust this inner, your heart, in fact, right? So I had this in me. But I was never, well, my family is Catholic and I was there for some time, but then I moved on. And then in 2019, my guide, Kichi, today my guide, she invited me for Empower Thyself. The first time she invited me, I had so many things to do at university that I said, not now. But then the second time, I opened everything and I saw King Solomon and everything, and I was really drawn to that. And I have to say that when I got home, I gave her some trouble, I think, in Empower Thyself, asking very tough questions like, practical and everything. I guess this is normal because this is what I did my whole life, right? I tried to understand the world. So I just want to understand with my mind, right? So, but anyway, and I like that. And during the initiation, my heart was just like, I got home and then I started doing my rituals, although I had to look, to say the right words and everything. But I felt this connection since the very, very beginning. And I think I have this discipline. Well, being a university professor, you have to have discipline, right? So I would do the rituals twice a day. And I noticed that not only this connection came, but my life started to change. Not something very, let's say, oh, completely different, not this, but I felt this clarity. In terms of my decisions, even with my family and with my friends, I felt this clarity in my mind and this connection with um, God or angel, the source. And I began to actually live what I was taught during Empower Thyself. Yes. And something else. I was always very sensitive, I think is the word. to energies and everything. So those rituals for protection and everything, they did the work. And so another reason I actually did my rituals twice a day was because I felt protected. So I was not only in this bubble.
Yeah, it's so interesting because, number one, I love the fact that you said you gave Kichi a little bit of a hard time because you were trying to understand with your mind. And that's so interesting because we do want to try and explain the lineage and the magic through the logical, system in the mind. But then what was interesting is that you said, but you felt it in your heart and you knew that connection. And that is just something so key, because it's only through that direct experience that you can truly understand what the lineage is and how it works for us. Because you're a very intelligent woman, you've studied the mind, so then trying to understand this with the mind is impossible. It's something we have to have a direct experience. So I love that, because I think that's going to help a lot of logical people out there, who want to try and explain that. So that's lovely. Thank you for that. And what else I loved about that is that the fact that, the sensitive part, I too was like that. And I have been forever grateful for the rituals. So let me ask you, you had all this, it was wonderful, you've got it for yourself, and you've got a good career, you've got everything going on for you. So why then would you want to make the decision to become a guide? And for the viewers out there, a guide is someone that teaches Empower Thyself. It's someone that is dedicated to the mission 24/7. We are in service 24/7, if you like, to bring the light. So why did you want to take that step?
Well, first, if you let me, I'm going to take one step back and say that the moment I took Empower Thyself and I knew about the path, I said, I want to become a ritual master. I want to be a ritual master, a third step ritual master. I had this in my mind, and this was so strong, that Jusara was telling me in this November, Leda, like 5 years ago, the first time I saw you at the school, this is what you said. I want to become a ritual master. Okay. And I said, oh, I don't have this energy of healer and not even a guide, I thought, right? So I went to Healers Academy first, right? One, and then you were there with the wand. No, before the wand. So I wanted to be a ritual master. And then when we started the protocol, when we got to the petals, when I kneeled down to do the first petal, something just, my heart began. And I said, this is what I want to do. I want to retire and I want to do this. And I felt, this love, this unconditional love for the human being that was in front of me. So, yeah. So my passion began there. And of course, then I went on and took Healers Academy 2 and so on. But even before Healers Academy 2, I said, I have to be a guide because, this path worked for me, right? And I want to help others. I don't want to keep this to myself. I want to help others. I want to help maybe my colleagues at the university. I mean, people who are ready to take this step, because it really changes your life in the sense that you connect to your own energy. And something I like the Modern Mystery School is that, because I was always studying here, right? So in the Modern Mystery School, all the teachings we actually have to live here in on earth, right? So we take all the teachings here, we live these teachings, and we take the responsibility of change to ourselves, right? So, and this is very important, taking the responsibility to you so that you can change your own life, because we are the only ones who can change our own life, right? And walking a path, I think this is, my goodness, is not only helps, but I mean, you were there walking with all this wonderful family.
Yeah, it is so true. And I think that's the main point that you've hit there. It's just that once you've experienced this, why would you want to keep it for yourself, just for you? It's like you want to share it.
Mm-hmm.
And you want to make sure that everybody else has access to it if they want it, you know. And I think that's the key. And I love the fact that you recognize that moment when in Healers Academy, and it is true, in Healers Academy 1, where we have the life activation, the heart just bursts open, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. It just, even for someone like me who, didn't necessarily have an open heart, at the beginning, it transforms us. So that's so lovely to hear. That's so lovely to hear. So now you're a guide. And you're sharing Empower Thyself with others, which is fantastic. So last question, because I know we're running out of time. It's gone so quickly. Who would you say, who would benefit from Empower Thyself? Who would benefit? What type of people would benefit from Empower Thyself?
So I think, as we were talking before, the path is to anyone. But I think something very important, anyone who is willing to take the responsibility for this change, right? Taking the responsibility in your own hands, and also maybe you have a good life. Maybe, as I did, I had this perfect life. I was ready to retire and only, just enjoy, right? But we are all multidimensional beings. And I think one thing about the path is that this is awakened in you, right? As Sovereign says, we are not perfect the way we are, because we have to be changing all the time, and also awakening all this potential. So I don't think I'm just a university professor or a researcher, or if I decided to become a singer or whatever, right? I can be many things. And I think the path is for people who are willing to take the responsibility of change in their own hands, and they are ready to live life to their fullest potential.
Well, I think you're going to have a queue of people waiting with that advert, because I know there's a lot of people that are going to watch this and think, yes, I want to take responsibility and I want to live my full potential. So thank you so much for sharing your beautiful wisdom with us all.
Yeah, thank you very much, Sis McKade, for this opportunity. Thank you.
My absolute pleasure. And goodbye, everybody. And we will see you all again soon.